Hello happy souls, this is my new project Kawasaki KB100 RTC rebuilt, and these are all the segments which I classified for this restoration project. And now we are in chapter 7, engine dismantling. In that we are in part 1, unmounting the engine from the chassis unit. Basically this is a powertrain unit which delivers from engine to the rear wheel of the sprocket, and we are going to disconnect each and everything, and we are going to take off the engine from the engine bed. And let's begin with the chain cover first, and for this it is mounted with 4 10mm bolts, all are of short type, 2 at the top and 2 at the bottom. The lip area is locked, that is overlapped one at the other, so we have to take off the top first, and then for the bottom we have to slide towards the right direction, and we can drag at the bottom, and then we can go to the gear shifter lever. I have already made a video in chapter 5 regarding the gear shifter lever, because in that way we just took off every chrome parts and gave to electroplating. And if you are using the same gear shifter lever, or you are replacing, you can go this way. And for this use a 10mm spanner and take off the 10mm nut and bolt, and you have to completely remove the bolt first, so that you can slide and remove the gear shifter lever, because a groove is given at the gear shaft, so even it is in loose condition it won't come off. And after that we can go to the engine casing LH side. Here inside it the sprocket assembly is there, and for this you can use just a normal screwdriver, no special tool like impact is required for this side. And here it is like 4+1 screw, 4 are of same type, 1 is of different type. It is at the 4 corners, it is of same type, and one at the mid comes with a long screw. And after taking this we can disconnect the chain unit, and for this I'm using a nose plier. Slide the locking pin and take off the side cover and the connecting pin from the chain unit. And after disconnecting this, we can move to the RH side of the engine. Here inside this the carburetor unit, the oil pump and the clutch mechanism is there. And here for this RH unit, take off the 3 screws to disconnect the mountings. After taking off, inside is the carburetor. It is connected with the cables, so we are taking off the carburetor first. And for loosening it, there is a provision given at the RH side. You can see the hole here, and this is like one end comes with a screw and other end is locked with a 10mm nut. And here it was already loose, so I just removed it. You can see the nut here. If it is too tight, hold it with the spanner at the other end. And after loosening it, we can easily slide and remove, and easily we can take off. And at the other end the fuel filter is connected. If we take that, we can easily remove the carburetor from the engine unit. I just disconnected the fuel filter and took off the fuel lines. And after that we can go to the clutch mechanism, that is clutch cable. Tighten it so the nut compresses and the length of the cable increases. The leverage will be more actually. And here that is a locking mechanism of the clutch, how it operates. Move towards the operating mechanism side, so that we can easily take off the cable. And make sure you're keeping the spring and cable in a safe place, so that if the spare is not available, we can reuse it, because I don't know the availability of the spare for this bike. We can get for RX bikes and Suzuki also, but this is a rarest. And after that we are going to unmount the pump unit, and for this it comes with 3 screws, I think 2 long screws and 1 short screw. And after taking this, we have to disconnect the operating mechanism, that is a cable mechanism, and the oil feeder line. Here just slide and take off the cable line and disconnect it. And this is the oil pump feeder unit. Take off the clip and remove the lines. and it is connected to the bush of the engine, and take off that on also. And after this, take off the spark plugs from the engine, and disconnect the pickup coil wires. Here the pickup coil is connected to the mid of the chassis unit. Two clips I have to disconnect and take off the wiring harnesses. And before taking off the engine, we have to drain the oil from the engine. Basically this is not an engine oil, it is a gearbox oil, and for this you need a 17 mm spanner. It comes with a 17 mm bolt, a drain bolt, and a washer, I think. And the previous owner haven't maintained the bike properly, because not even an 100 ml of oil is inside the engine. And we just drained and went to see the other parts. And here it is like the engine is mounted with 14 mm bolts and nuts, two at the rear, like one at the top and one at the bottom, and at the front side with the two nuts and bolts. And the basic operation is, first you have to loosen each and every nuts and bolts here, and then we have to start loosen from the top to the bottom, because when we take the top nuts first, the engine will be holding at the bottom, the load acts at the bottom, so we can slide and remove. Here I have disconnected the top first, and then move to the bottom. Here at the bottom, I'm not going to take off the bolt completely, because as I said, the engine load will be acting in this point. First loosen the and take off the nut at the other end and let it be as it is, and move to the front side. Here I have to take these two nuts and bolts, and I have a doubt in this area, because all the other nuts and bolts will be like facing in inverse direction. The bolt will be in LH side, the nuts are placed at the RH side. This is what I saw in Suzuki and Yamaha bikes. Usually I used to assemble in that way, but these two nuts and bolts are of inverse type. Before mounting back and putting back the engine, I have to just inspect it, is that a company standard, or is there for any reason or what. And after that I disconnected the front parts. Now the engine is holding at the full load is acting at this point. For this you just use a spanner and drag towards your direction. And after that a side cover is given. This is just for aesthetic purpose, I think. The engine may be common with some other chassis unit or some other thing. They have just covered with the side cover. For this you can loosen it with a normal screwdriver. And after that we can take off the engine from the chassis unit. For this make sure nothing is hitting, and make sure everything is disconnected. Here lift at the top first, front unit, and turn towards your direction, that is the RH side here, and just lift at the rear, and make sure you're grabbing at every point, because if it fails, the engine parts may break, and it could damage. And see you in next video. Until then, bye.